My mans. This woman crashed out on Facebook Live in her wedding gown while drinking liquor, listening to her wedding song, Teek's First Time, because she found out her husband was creeping on her with somebody that they knew. And she just couldn't take it no more. They had only been married for 6 months, and this is what he decided to do to her. Her name is Kiki Jones. She decided to give Harley Initiated an interview, and that is what I'm going to be checking out. Caption reads, "The day I realized husband doesn't want me, I kept trying to get his attention. He looked at other girls like he was embarrassed to meet Kiki Jones."
You made me cry with that video. I'm a crybaby now.
Wow.
Is it still pretty emotional watching that video?
It's more than emotional. I'm counting the days as it go, and then it's supposed to get better, but I have yet to feel the better.
Okay. Well, see, what I want to do here in this conversation, by the way, Kiki, because everybody, you've been all over the internet. So let's actually get the backstory as chronologically sound as you possibly can, so we can just get some context to what's happening.
And first, if you don't mind, Kiki, and let me know if this is cool, Tyshawn, but I want to get context to that video as well. So before you start anything, give us the backdrop for that video. Where were y'all at? What was the celebration? What was going on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that video, I don't know if anybody ever noticed, but my eyes were puffy that video. I actually was crying to him all morning in the room, wondering why he just won't hug me, touch me. We're on vacation, and I said, well, how about we go outside and have a drink and maybe you'll be in, maybe, we'll be good, right? He said, all right. You could tell. And we went outside. I said, let's go have a good time. I'm still trying to make the best situation out of it, because I'm a cruiser. This is what I do by myself. So I finally got him to go with me, and it was some BBWs on the side. I guess that's what he liked, and I get that, but I already went through my weight loss journey for myself, and he just kept staring at them, and I'm just like, hey, come on, me, and as y'all see, I don't think that he cared,
I mean, you both on our weight loss journey, but ma'am, you still a BBW. You and him both BBWs, to be honest with you.
So I was trying to hold it in then. So I said, let me drink some more. I know that's not an answer. But I just wanted to make it feel better,
I can tell. You can look at that video and tell it's a lot more than going on than what you can actually see on the video.
No, that's a really great assessment.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing I want to do, because I want to take it back to that moment, but so much happened before y'all actually got there. I want to bring clarity to. Okay, so first off, how did y'all meet in the first place?
Well, I am a content creator. But that's not my content. My content is, let's go cook. Come shopping with me. Come make some iced coffee. So I was selling plates, and he was like, hey, I love your content. Like, that's what draw me to you. You're such a happy person. I could tell you a good person. And I told him, like, hey, look, I'm on my solo stuff. I'm living. If you want to buy the plate, that's fine, but I'm not into no man. I don't want to do that right now. I've been hurt. I told him everything I've been through. I told him. He said, you know what? I understand. Let me just buy the plate. So I sold him the plate. Then after that, I had to move. It was time for me to move. And he's like, let me move you. I said, you want to move me? You sure? For free? Yeah, I got you. I'm going to move you. I let him move me. While in the process of moving, he said, hey, you ever been to this restaurant? I said, no, I've never been to Fogo de Chao, So he said, well, I'm just taking you on a date as a friend. And I said, okay, we can do that because you moved me. I tried to pay him. He didn't want to take no money. So I was like, that's the least I can do. Is get this man a date, right? As a friend. And from there, I had surgery because of my weight loss. I had a lot of loose skin. And he just instantly was just doing for me. He was putting stuff together, cleaning, changing my dresses. He just seemed like it was just too good to be true. And I was like, well, God, is you telling me that maybe this is what I need to have? Is you telling me it's time? Because I told God when the time is right, I'll do it. But I wanted to heal. I've been through too much. It was time to heal. And 2 years later, this man came out the blue. They say he comes when you're not looking. So I said, maybe this is it for me, Let me get this man a chance. And he wasn't my type. I no shade, no tea. He wasn't my type. But they told me, I don't know if you see all the time, they say, stop picking your type. Your type is what's hurting you. Stop choosing your type. So I said, let me not choose my type. Let me give him a shot. Let me help him dress. Let me help him smell good. Let me make him, let me up him, And it was good. It was good for a little while.
Satan be sending y'all men too. And y'all be like, is it God? And then y'all don't wait for the answer. You can't build a man. And that's what you were trying to do, which means that you seen multiple red flags. That this man came into your life where you were at a season of transitioning. You moving out of your house. And you were also getting a major surgery. And this man came in. And of course, this is the time where you're going to need a lot of help. You're at a vulnerable state. And what I am finding odd here as well is woman has 2 young girls. Her oldest is 6. So he up in the house changing your dressings and stuff, and you got him around your child and you don't even know him like that.
Dating phase. How long was that dating phase?
It was a year and a half. 2023 in August. 2023 in August. He proposed in 2024 on my birthday. And he kind of ruined my birthday for me now, actually, now that I say that. But
now, I think there was also, I think there was a pretty big surprise you found out while you were dating him. So what were those things that popped up that you found out or discovered through that dating period?
Yeah, this girl, she came up and she told me, well, I looked at his phone, actually. I don't know what I was looking for, but I don't know if you know about iPhones. It tell you what you had them saved under before. So it said, maybe wife. I said, maybe wife? And yeah, the Cancer in me, I'm a Cancer. I contacted her. He was asleep. He always snoring in sleep. That's when I do it. So I asked him, say, hey, what's going on? Are you the ex-wife? She said, the ex-wife? I'm the wife. I said, the wife? He's married?
Wow.
He said, he don't want to give me a divorce. And I had him on speaker. I said, I hit him. Wake up and listen to this. Like, what you mean you married? You married. I said, I don't play those games. I don't play with married men. Like, do you understand what could happen to me? Like, you see that I'm focused. I'm content. I'm being strong. I'm dealing with a sickness. I'm strong. I got kids, and you're married. So I did. I told him he had to go. And that was the first time I was officially done. But he showed up on my doorstep like a week later, showing me that they're going to get a divorce, crying, and said, we can go to God about this. And it's like, yes, I took him back. Yes, I took him back. As long as that divorce was pending, you was going to do it, you did. He said they went to dinner, they talked about it, and he told me that she cheated on him. She had a baby on him. He just wanted to be loved. And I asked her, I said, so did this happen? She said, I sure did, but ask him how he did me. He did me, so I did him. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe he just deserved. Let me see the better in him.
What is you talking about? The dude was a cheater from the beginning. You was his mistress. He was married and he omitted that information from you. And then he gonna tell you, well, she cheated on me, but he was cheating on her with you. And you overlooking this stuff. And now you online in your wedding dress crying after you already knew the man was a cheater. And then you talking about God. Let's go to God. God is not gonna give you nobody else's husband. How you going to God about a married man? You got to be so freaking for real. So he could tell you to leave him alone and for him to go back to his wife? Did you play this back? You can't do nothing while you're blind to something, right? But once you find out and you're clear of what's going on, the decisions that you make after that is on you. His wife told you that he was a cheater multiple times. And you ain't believe her. Talking about, let me see the good in him. Good in him where? He a liar. And then you talking about the first time I was officially done with him. You wasn't done with him. How you gonna be officially done with somebody and then a couple of weeks later, they back in your life? God gave you a sign to leave a man alone and you continue to mess with him. As long as I saw the divorce papers, no. Because if he's that deceitful from the beginning, it's not going to change. He came to be a disturbance in your life.
Let me just see the better.
So even though, you caught him really in a marriage and now you found out you're dealing with this married man, he comes back, he begs forgiveness. He said, let's take this thing to God. I mean, at any point did you think, hey, this is probably going to end up the exact way that his last relationship ended?
Probably, probably, but honestly, at that stage, those red flags was looking green. I was definitely colorblind. Like I said, it's been a while since I even dealt with someone, and I love the fact that he was loving me. He was there for me, and that's all that I ever wanted, ever wanted. I don't care about the money, nothing. The fact that you was loving me, I will do this with you. I will be with you. And I talked to her. She said she had a man, and it was official. And I had her send me the papers that the divorce was signed. She sent it to me. It was dated and stamped, and they had to wait 60 days.
And
Mayo, you said you took 2 years, right, to focus on you. You should have took 2 more because you're not healed. And because you're not completely healed, and because you're still searching for somebody to love you, it's not going to work for you. And you deserve better. You deserve better than scraps. You don't deserve pieces of a person. You don't deserve having to wait your turn in line for this person to love you and show you the attention that you rightfully deserve. You don't deserve being deceived by a man that's already married and coming into your life to cause you destruction. You need to go to God so he can heal your heart. This woman has been through a lot. She went on live. She revealed that she was SA'd multiple times in her life. The first time, I believe she was 12, and it happened with a relative. And I believe she told her mother, and her mother didn't believe her. And then she had like some other incidents when she got older. She was also a lady of the night at one point in her life. So she has been through a lot. Because you're a broken person, you can't go into a relationship. You got to get yourself straight. So when you enter relationships that's really for you, you go into that relationship whole, and you go into that relationship healed, because you can't depend on nobody else to love you and to treat you right. You got to have them standards for yourself. And I hope, that she actually heals up, because you got 2 young girls looking up to you, and you have to do better for them.
Retrospect, when you think about that time in you guys' relationship, do you think that his intent was to take advantage of you emotionally?
Now that I'm looking back on everything, yes, absolutely. I'm looking at everything that I provided. I should have paid attention to the fact that he was with his mom, and I had a nice cozy home.
Told you. How
I
soon he
had a
move
nice,
in?
good car, and I was doing good for myself. I just should have looked at that, you know. But I didn't think, oh, this guy, he a little dorky. He love Goku, He ain't going, he ain't trying to use me. And then he did have a good job. He couldn't keep it, but he did have a good job. He had no record. I'm like, you know what? Coming from my background, I didn't been beat. And you know what? I don't know what I can say on here, but I done been through it. So that was actually decent for me. I can say it was settling now that I'm thinking about it, but it was better than what I had.
He was a hobosexual.
By the way, you can say whatever you need to say. So
it's hardly initiated.
Don't even worry about not being able to say what you want to say. But what I gotta ask you, what I want to ask here also, was that the only partner that you discovered that he was cheating with or dealing with during the dating phase?
No, I wrote a list. I could tell you the date. We actually skipped to the wife. Before her, it was actually October 2023. It was a Saturday. I remember this stuff like it was yesterday. I just, and I'm calling his phone, and ladies, I'm gonna just say this: when you feeling it, go with it. Cause I felt it every time he was with another woman. I felt it. I didn't want to believe it, and he would make it seem like it's me. He would say, "You acting crazy. You're this." And then when the girls come out, they're like, "Oh, he told me y'all wasn't cool. He told me you was crazy." And actually, it's funny to say, when all this stuff started happening, these same women reached out to me in my messenger. "I'm so sorry this is happening." And I politely said, "Hey, you are part of the problem too. I don't need your sorry."
Wow.
Your low self-esteem is the problem that you gotta address. This why y'all gotta stop saying maybe it's God sending him, when God keeps showing you that he ain't sent this clown. This man had cheated on you multiple times before y'all even got married. And then y'all get married and you shock he cheating and then crashing out on Facebook Live. Are you stupid or are you dumb? Because that's the biggest question. Let's be real. If 1 + 1 is 2 and 2 + 2 is 4, what is this? Because the math ain't mathing.
How many women was it?
It's a total of 13.
And this is not including the ex-wife.
Not including the ex-wife. That's the one he really loved, if you ask me. His mama would tell me all the time, he loved her. He loved her. He don't love you.
So it was 13. So just to be clear, 13 women plus the ex-wife.
14.
And you pretty much forgave all of that moving into the marriage.
Yes. When we went to the pastor, I remember I told you, he said, let's go to God. God brought up the story about Abraham and Sarah. How the pastor said how Abraham said that was the sister, and she prayed for her husband, and he changed for her, and I got to forgive.
Leave your pastor. Leave your pastor, please. He not the pastor for you. Because Abraham pretended that Sarah was his sister out of fear for his life because Sarah was so beautiful. He did not want them to kill him and take his life. And then you said Sarah prayed for her husband and he changed for her. That is not true. That is not biblical. When you hear about Sarah praying, she was praying for her son. It was actually Sarah that interfered and caused Abraham to have a baby outside of their union, but whatever, okay? Because she got impatient. Let's get back to you. When he told you, let us take this relationship to God, the relationship was already out of order because he was married. You talking about Sarah prayed for her husband. You going to God praying for somebody else's husband because you want to continue to mess with him, interfering in that situation. Regardless of whether they are separated or not, they're still married. You over there asking him, can we proceed? And he looking at you like you stupid. What are you like? Are you serious right now? And then you trying to use scripture to justify this nonsense. I'm going to need you to go have several seats offline and go heal up.
And if I can forgive my rapist, why can't I forgive this man?
Wow.
And I still have to see my rapist to today. He's at family unit. He's in the family. Wow. So I figure, why not forgive this man as long as you don't play with God? He promised me he ain't gonna play with God.
First of all,
very sorry to hear that.
I don't like when you people try to use a Bible verse to justify the BS.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a pastor, you could really know, and men, period. I'm gonna just say men because I'm sure it was a male pastor, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
my pastor, y'all.
You could look. I'm not dissing your pastor, but what I do know is that if I know it's a brother that just came to me and was like, yeah, man, I just knocked off about 13 women and was dealing with my ex-wife and this woman, should I move forward and get married?
Right.
The answer is no.
You're not ready.
It's not that season, right? Right now, this is not that season.
Right.
I'm not going to look you in your eyes as a woman that got to potentially be thrown in this situation, pull a Bible verse where some ratchetry went down and say, see how they made it through? You can too. That just to me is disingenuous, but that's not, I digress.
Well, your parents failed you all around because they were supposed to protect you. Bible tell you do stuff decently and in order. So when you went to them and you told your mother, hey, this is what happened to me, she was supposed to do stuff decently in order and go ahead and call the police so he can be charged. I feel like he should be up under the jail or in front of a t-shirt because no, sir, you don't do stuff like that to children. And when you don't check it the first time, they continue to do the exact same thing and they create more and more victims. And that's not right. So they failed you. If your pastor was any type of pastor, he would have told you not to marry that man because he's untrustworthy and he is a liar. He should have told you to leave him alone because old boy needs to heal up himself. He got some stuff that he need to work on. He got a low self-esteem himself. So how is it possible that he's going to be able to love you and your children and be faithful to your family when he's proven that he cannot be faithful to anyone but himself and his desires? The Bible tells you shall know them by the fruit that they bear. He is bearing fruits of deceit. That he a whole entire walking hazard. 13 women and he was messing with you. You could have caught anything. Start there.
And this is a thing because, I guess everybody's appetite is a bit different. But, Kiki, when I hear 13 women you cheating with, I'm thinking, the lengths that you have to go to hide something like this. Like the cravings that you have to have and, managing 13 different women that you have in sexual relations with. That's in my opinion, that's on the levels of being insatiable. Looking back on it, do you think that was possible some sexual addiction on his end there?
He was buying some of that.
I don't know because some of the women say that he was just a trick. And I'm gonna be honest, I should have recognized that flag because when I met him, I don't know if I mentioned he paid my car note. I didn't even know you that long. I should have treated him as such, but that's not me. That's not me. If I see somebody being nice, it makes me want to love on you and be nicer to you versus take advantage. You know, that's just how I am. Like, you know what? Let me be the one that's different. Every other woman is using you. Let me show you love. And he admitted like he never got love. His mama never told him that he loved her. And I believe her because she don't. She call him B's. She call him H's. She's such an aggressive creature. So I'm like, let me show you what love is. Let me try to give you this love. Because honestly, why I put up with it is because before him, I didn't put up with nothing. You do one little thing wrong to me and I'm done. And I was dating for so long, I was by myself, and every time I try to go on a date, dudes would tell me, you're gonna be alone by yourself, because how you tripping on the little stuff? And I said to tell myself that maybe I am being a little bitter. Maybe I need to give these men more chances. It shouldn't be one and done with me. I should give them a chance. You know? And that's just how I felt.
You went from 1 and done to 14 and done? Ma'am, you just got excuse after excuse after excuse. Do you not know he done told other women that he ain't never been loved properly? You be trying to love that man properly till the day you die, and he still was gonna be the dog that he is. He have to want to change. He have trauma that he have to heal from, and you can't be the person to fix it. It seems like he have mommy issues that he gotta go deal with. You cannot fix that for him. The way y'all went up in there talking about y'all going to God about y'all relationship, y'all should have been going to God about yourselves and leaving each other alone until y'all healed up. You being 1 and done was saving you from people like him that be creeping into your life to cause havoc and confusion and put your life at risk. Because if you know about 13, that means that there's more.
Well, and she mentioned the packaging too was different. Because he was packaged a bit different, she thought. And you, let me know if I'm mistaken. It sounds like you thought, hey, he's not a threat to take you down this road.
Nope.
And let me tell you, first of all, we all can, from the highlights, and that's why social media is highlights, y'all. But it definitely looks like some forgiving went down, because a very popular video in the stories that you have been chronologically putting out, and I think this actually was your friend, put out a wedding video. Matter of fact, let's all take a look at that, because that was another video that gained a ton of popularity. Lana, play that clip for us so we can actually get a peek at that moment.
He looked like a shorter version of my cousin. God, ain't no copyright coming on over here. I'm gonna have to go ahead and speed through that.
How long were you guys married?
7 months. It's March 23rd. So
Okay.
what we at now? Yep, 7 months.
Now, you mentioned that cruise moment happened when you guys were already married, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This was it was October the 6th we left.
Okay.
Carnival Breeze.
You communicated that on that cruise ship, intimacy had already dropped. So it wasn't really much touching, much kissing, much hugging. And this is really throughout the marriage. All of those things now, all somewhat dissipated. Is that did that start around the time of the cruise trip, or did that literally start right at the moment you guys got married?
A honeymoon, 5 days in DR, and I think he touched me twice, and it was quick. And he's not a quick person, no, he ain't a quick person. But he said it's because the stuff that his mama did at the wedding that messed with his mental. So he was just in his phone the whole time. Matter of fact, that's when I found out he had 2 phones. Yeah.
Wow. And what Kiki is like, man.
I'm confusing about. Wait, that was.
I feel stupid. I ain't gonna lie.
You said what his mom did. What did his mom do at the wedding?
Oh, well, we had everybody state vows that they would stay out of our relationship, that they would, I'm sure y'all seen it trending. And when they said, should I do this? The mama screamed, no, I ain't staying out of nothing. Then fast forward when it was time for people to, what's the word? I'm sorry. When, do anybody see any of these couples that don't want to be married? She tried to stand up, but her daughter pushed her down. And yeah, she had on all black at my wedding too, like it was a funeral. So I was already mad about that. I'm at the altar trying to keep it cool. Fast forward to the reception. She said she gonna hit me with the cane. So at this point, I had two lemon drops. I need to leave. I'm turned. Now I said, hit me with it, B. Hit me with it. Damn. And all she could hear, she called me a beach. She called me a beach. Girl, this is my wedding day. So the officers, because we had 2 officers, because my wedding was pretty big, They escorted her and the sister out.
Mm.
Cause now my whole family trying to fight y'all. What y'all think this was?
So the wedding essentially popped off.
Did
And
it?
now you on vacation, you in the DR. I mean, listen, I'm not married, but I would imagine after the wedding, the DR every day is supposed to be.
It should have. I was ready. I was ready.
Yeah, but they been messing around before then, so it was just another day for them. Sir, he was already cheating on her. He had to check on his women. Do you not know how hard it is for a trick to be gone for 5 days? I can guarantee you he has some women in that phone. Oh, so you married now, huh? Do she know about me? You told me that was just your friend. That's what he hearing. And he out here sending them money so they'll shut up. And his mama already knew how her son gave it up. And you knew how her son gave it up. So what did you expect?
Yeah, I had a wax. I had lingerie. I even set up rose petals when he walked in the door. I had the wine. I had strawberries. He only stayed in the tub with me for like 2 minutes. I said, you know what? Let me drink this whole bottle in. Tell me it's hot. Of course the jacuzzi is hot. You know, I just stayed in there and just enjoyed myself. I walked around. See, I'm a solo person. I learned to love myself a long time ago. You know, well, I thought I loved myself because you don't love yourself if you allow a man to do this, you know? I don't know. That's just how I feel.
So was it?
You don't love yourself enough. You love other people more than you love yourself. And that's the problem. I think they going to end up back together. He going to say, let's go to God in therapy. That's what he going to tell her. And then once he continue to cheat, she going to get mad at God.
Okay, so now moving into this, because I mean that's a strange drop off, because to pretty much be intimate, generally an intimate person, all up until the honeymoon, and the honeymoon literally be the moment you just completely stop, is a strange behavior. Did you find out that there was also infidelity that dripped into your marriage as well, or did that part at least
No.
cease?
No, I didn't. I stopped going through his phone. The second phone, I was really about that a lot. And he's like, oh, it's just because of my son's phone. You know, his son was 17 at the time. Oh, I just need the 2 lines. He can't have a line by himself. You know, that's just what it was. And I'm like, when you going to cut this phone off? When you going to cut this phone off, you know? And he never did. So
There you go. You here with us, Kiki? Okay, so
Man, a lot being unloaded right now. This is like, we got to let that breathe a little bit.
He secured the bag. That's why he wasn't sleeping with you. Y'all know exactly why he stopped.
I'm just blown away. Kiki, at this point, I mean,
I am too.
all these things happen. I mean, and shout out to you, by the way. I don't even know how you coming up here and communicating all this and able to to keep emotionally steady. But at this point, you done with vacation. All these crazy things that happened. The guy got 2 phones. Are you thinking that you need to get out of this, or is it are you thinking that it's time for you to get out of this before it gets deeper than it already is?
No, because I already got into church, and from my understanding, a divorce is a no-no. If there's no infidelity,
What do you mean?
a divorce is a no-no. I just wanted to do the right thing. Like I say, I've been through so much in life. I don't want to disappoint God no more than I ever did. I don't. And honestly, to me, I was okay with settling for the rest of my life. But God had other plans for me.
Y'all gotta stop lying on God. Satan had other plans for you because God ain't sent you that man. Why would he send you a man that's gonna emotionally abuse you? Cheating is a form of abuse. God showed you all them red flags and you decided to proceed forward. What do you mean you can't get a divorce? Ma'am, you better go ahead and send that man on papers. Talking about if it ain't for infidelity. Wait another week. You had your answer, so you go ahead and file them papers, ma'am. Cut the cap.
But I was okay. I was actually making okay with not having sex for the rest of my life. I got me some. I said, this is what it is. I was okay. That's the decision I made. When I said my vows, that's what I made. I had to stick with it. I wasn't trying to play no games with nobody. I brought all my family and friends. I was looking at it like I was a disappointment to everybody. Everybody came to love and support me, and they gave us gifts. If anything, I felt bad. Like, dang, I need to give these people these gifts back.
No, you don't.
I just had to stick it out. I just had to stay with them.
So I want to keep moving up until now, because some people were actually even concerned about you today. And from what was communicated, I think even these past couple weeks have been extremely turbulent. Because correct me if I'm wrong, your babies, they not even with you right now, right?
No.
Okay, so we recently lost. Did you fully lose custody of the babies within the past few weeks?
So I can talk about it now because it's done now. I had to give a full guardianship. That's the only way that I felt like I could beat CPS. Because like I said, it's not my first rodeo with someone calling CPS on me. So I officially signed over full guardianship. They're safe. They're with my father and my grandmother. I really call my grandmother my mom. And I sent money. I sent everything they need. I gave all the insurance cards. It was just the only thing to do because I didn't know if I can trust him to, because this is still an open case. So I didn't know if I can trust him to have my back. So I had to think about my babies. No, I don't. I didn't want that. But how could you take something from me if I don't have them? How could you take my babies if they're in a safe place, they're in a better place? Because I know what they're going to do. They're going to bring up my mental. They're going to bring up me crashing out. They're going to bring up me being a content creator. So I had to think smart. So while that's happening, I was on my next move.
She admitted that she was diagnosed with a bipolar disorder. From what I gathered from some of the videos that I watched, she crashed out while his stepson was there and the police were called and a CPS case was open. She's giving she a little bit delayed. And I know she also has I pray for her kids and I hope that they're doing well and that she continues to just work towards getting herself in a better state so she can have her girls back, because those are the most important things. And this is really a sad story. That's why you always have to be careful with who you let into your life. Right now, they're sharing the same house. He hasn't moved out, which is also a crappy situation. The day before, I believe he turned the lights off in the house. They also had an incident where the police was called and there could have been possibly a DV incident that occurred. So that's not a place for the kids to be in at all. So they're really in a better place with her father and her grandmother. I mean,
and
they're the ones.
You know what? This is the thing, because I want to provide full context of this, because, you know, we showed where you were excited about, you know, having this union and having family and friends at this wedding, but you went live a couple of times, and, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, would you consider a couple of your lives as a crash out?
All the time. All the time. People, matter of fact, do you know how many friends and family tell me to stay off of social media? And I have never done it. And I'm here to say I'm glad I did it. Because now I'm finna help every woman out there that's going through with this. I'm happy I didn't listen to y'all. I'm happy I put my business out there. Oh, well. I'm unapologetic about it. Yeah, actually, if anything, this saved my life.
Wow. And I wanna give the initiates context in just a moment. Shout out to
Ma'am. I feel you, but I don't. In order for you to be able to help someone, you have to first heal. You can't always get online and crash out. Because like I said, you have children. Case could be open against you like it was. They're going to go back and look at some of that footage of you in your house crashing out, drinking, admitting to crimes because you said that you allegedly, you put sugar in that man's tank. Some of the stuff that you used to do. The reason they telling you to not put stuff on social media because everything isn't everybody's business. Some stuff you need to keep private and to yourself. Some of y'all need to get a good old diary and not the diary on your iPad. Get your a diary where you can write in it. And then sometimes you need to burn that stuff. Also have a prayer journal where you write out your prayers. And then sometimes you go back and see the prayers that have been answered and those that have not.
Shout out to my brothers over there. But and I also want to go back to the conversation because I want to show this video. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Kiki, I was let's just say extremely apprehensive about showing this video, but I think it's important to capture the raw emotion here, especially because when things like this happen to you, you can absolutely get emotionally unraveled. You've been so courageous to share, bits and pieces, really your entire testimony. So I do want to give the initiates context in what a situation like this can actually do to a person.
All right, I got that video on the short. I'm not going to play it in here, but go to the short. That's the same one.
Social media. Maybe if I just stop doing things, he'll be okay with me. And that's just how I felt at that moment. I was serious about that apology. Like, I'm sorry for being me. I felt so sorry for being myself. I felt like it was the end of the world. And why did God make me who I am? Why couldn't I be somebody else? Like, a man can bring you all the way up, and then he can just tear you down, and you feel like nothing, all because of a man. And it's just, I don't mean that apology though. Forget them. I'm good. I mean, I think I'm good. I don't know.
You still going through it, man. And that's a regular emotion. You're not good. And it's okay to not be good. It's okay for you to feel. Like, I had to learn that, like, it's okay for you to feel however you want to feel. Especially when you hurt. You got to feel those emotions and get an understanding. Certain things, out of respect for other people's privacy, you shouldn't share online. If he came to you, not changing who you are, but if he came to you and say, hey, Kiki, this made me feel really uncomfortable. I don't like that my business is being put out there. Could you please not discuss our relationship with your followers? If that's something that he asks you not to do, I think that is a reasonable request to share, because he may be a private person. You can be on social media, but you have to respect that boundary as well.
But I'm gonna be okay.
Now listen, I actually
You are gonna be okay.
We got
Absolutely.
we actually have an expert that's gonna come up here and dig into and give us a really good perspective just briefly here. I want you to just give some context on what happened today, because you went live today. I was very concerned. I really couldn't make out what was happening. I did see you. It looks like you were crying around some police cars. Did anything? Is the relate? Because these, I know how, especially when you get into the place of considering divorce, things just get a little nasty. What's happening right now? Is the relationship getting violent?
So yes, but what I did was I tried to play it smart. I didn't tell him I was getting divorced. I tried to tell him, like, hey, we just need to separate. He don't know this last week, and I'm only talking about this because I'm gonna tell you why. But I've been looking for apartments every day. I've been looking for apartments. It's been so bad. So when I walk into these apartments, they know me from TikTok. Like, they're hugging me. Like, come stay here. We got you. Come stay here. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it quietly. I'm gonna wait till he's Ubering. I told him he could use my car to make as much money he want. I'm gonna go to the front office. I'm gonna pay a reletting fee to get out of here. My plan was to do everything quietly. But he knew it. He knew that something was weird, because I locked him out for 7 days. Had to let him come back because, again, this is still his home. So I'm in a room. I brought my refrigerator, my mini refrigerator in the room. I brought my microwave in the room, and I locked the door. And I said, I just need some space. I still love you. You know what we do to try to, like, brush a man's soul, just so he don't go from 0 to 100. Like, I was trying to do it quietly. And today I was getting my medical treatment. I get a treatment once a month. I have a disease. I was getting my treatment. I had the veins in me. I had the needles in me. And he come up there, and somebody made a fake page of me and an ex from 3 years ago kissing. And he said, oh, so that's why you going. You going to be with a man. I went in my phone. I went to show him the same hair, the same look. I said, hey, look, see, this was in 2023. This was right when we had broke up, right when you had told me to move on my life. You know about this situation. I told you. And he was like, I was like, can I have my car keys? Because I'm like, I got to go get ready for this interview. So my sister told me, don't do that interview in that house. He getting violent. Come to my house. She getting everything ready for me. I said, hey, can I get the keys? I'm gonna go get something to eat. I haven't eaten in like 2 days. Hey, I can send you some food. I can send you some food. And I'm like, no. I just want to go get something, get a little drinky drink, no. And my nurse is here. I'm like, be quiet. My nurse is here. She can report this. Like, just stop. Like, he didn't. It got to the point where I went outside and he locked me out. It felt like deja vu again from the crash out. He locked me out, and I'm trying to get in. So when I try to get in, that's when he started putting his hands on me. He came outside, he had a knife in his hand. And what happened, what saved me was my neighbors were standing outside. And he was like, I don't give a, he was coming to me. He seen him and he said, opened his eyes and went back in the house. And then of course I'm emotional. I'm going behind him. That's stupid. Why am I going behind somebody who just try to me? I know. But I just like, give me my keys. Just give me my keys because they calling the cops. I don't want you to go to jail. I don't.
Ma'am. God, just
I
go
don't
ahead
want
and
to send a
finish.
black man to jail. And I don't want, I don't want that. He wasn't listening. He wasn't. And basically he went out the back door and he ran. He was punched, like he was, when I tried to get in, he was punching me down to the ground. I know I'm smiling, but I think that's just how I deal with stuff. I don't know. But he punched me down to the ground and I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to get in. I'm just like, just give me the keys. I'm sorry. Here I go apologizing again. I don't know what's that mean, but I'm apologizing. I said, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving you. Just trying to calm him down. You lying. But this was not him. He never really did nothing like this. But I don't know, maybe it's because he really felt like I was done this time. Maybe because he knew like it's no more he can do to me. It was enough. I can't. Like every time I even think about forgiving him, I go back and look at the messages and them comments, and it makes me strong. And I say, I'm leaving. I'm leaving this man. I'm leaving. And he just, I guess he knew it. He ran from the cops, took my keys, and the cops. Let me tell you how God work, y'all. He don't know that our lift is connected. So I got a lift. I got a message to my phone. The cop is standing right here. It say Brandon is in the lift. The cops seen that and took my phone and they started chasing him. Started chasing the lift driver. And he's in jail right now. And I
Good.
haven't processed it because this was 20 minutes before the interview. So I had to come on here. I had to keep my word to you. I had to keep my word to everybody. Because I really want everybody to know that when you feel the pain and you feel like it's you, it's okay. You still gotta leave. Because I feel like everything is my fault. I feel like I'm gonna get blamed for him being in jail. I'm gonna get blamed for this, and I never wanted it to happen this way. I was trying to leave quietly. And
Who?
and I'm still here. I'm showing up for y'all because I need y'all to show up for yourselves because that's just what that's just what a toxic man can do. And I'm starting to realize what he were. I'm starting to see his true colors.
Ma'am. They should have asked her what happened, but she should have kept some of that to herself. And the reason why is because not too long ago, there was an incident similar to this where a woman told her husband that she was going to divorce him. They were still in the same house. He acted like he was all cool and dandy, and he ended up taking her and himself off this planet. I'm not sure if he did anything to the kids. So when you plan on leaving, continue to act like nothing is wrong. Get your ducats in a row. And it's a high likelihood, based on some of the things that she's describing, that they have had a DV incident before, because he felt like he could do that for a reason. That man has mommy issues and other issues going on, ma'am. Your safety comes first. Stop with this. I don't want to send a black man to jail. If a black man do something, he need to go to jail. He does not need to be coddled. He's a grown man. He knows exactly what he's doing because he wasn't about to coddle you. He meant to do you harm. And I hope that you press charges because you got to do better. Your life is important. When they start acting like that, that is who they are and they mean you no good. It is not your fault. You cannot control another person. The person that you can control is yourself. Talking about, oh, you leaving me. He see you as a trick and you taking away his place to stay. And since y'all got that DV order, it's a high likelihood that you could probably ensure that he can't come back to that residence no more. Because I know he lived there, but because there was that case, you said you're releasing the place. I believe you could use that incident as a reason to break the lease. I think. I'm not sure. So get your ducats in a row, ma'am. Get that paperwork. Do what you need to do for you. Stop apologizing. You said, I don't know why I keep apologizing. It's a coping mechanism. Just be careful, man. Do not tell his family where you about to stay. If you have any family members that he's cool with, do not give them your location. Change your information. You said that you could see when he's in the lift or whatever the case may be. If you were sharing your location with him, you need to stop. You might want to try to get a new number. Just switch up everything and go on about your day. And you see him in court. And if you can, press them charges. Kiki, I hope everything works out for you, ma'am. And I'm happy her kids are away from this. And I just pray that you get the healing that you need. May God bless you, Kiki. As always, remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Stay blessed.